All right. Today I'm going to go over the 5.3, 5.5 study guide on Google Forms. I'm going to be solving the whole study guide. You are going to be writing down the problems, taking notes in your notebook, and then you go to your Google Forms and then you submit your answers to me. So the first one, simplify the expression. Now, this is an expression because there's no equal sign. We know that the associative property tells us we can move these parentheses to make the problem easier. So I'm going to rewrite the problem, right? And then I'm going to, instead of my parentheses here, my parentheses are going to go with my 6 plus 5 because those are like terms. If you remember, those are from the same family. We don't know what x is, so we can't even solve for x. 6 plus 5 is 11 plus x. Remember, do not put 11x because that is multiplication. There's no multiplication in this problem, so be careful with that, okay? Only for this type of problem. So your final answer is 11 plus x. Number 2, tell which property illustrates, and you can pause this video, slow it down at any time you need. This property, when you have 4.3 times b, is the same as b times 4.3. Remember, the commutative property tells us that we can switch the order and it does not change the value, right? So it doesn't matter if I say 1 times 2 or 2 times 1. So this is the commutative property. And we're going to say it's the commutative property of multiplication as a full answer because they are multiplying. This is also the commutative property of addition, but this is multiplication. So that's your final answer. It says use the addition property of 0 to rewrite the statement. The addition property of 0 states that anything added to 0, the amount remains the same, right? When it comes down to addition. So 14 plus 0, 18 plus 0, it doesn't make a difference. So I'm going to rewrite it first just to show you. Oops, I'll do that over here. You have 14 plus 0 minus k, right? So we're going to put those 14 plus 0 together just to kind of show you, to prove to what we're doing. And the addition property of 0 says that if you add anything to 0, it remains the same. So that's your final answer, 14 minus k. I mean, this step right here, I did it just to show you and prove that 14 plus 0 is 14. Some of you might recognize right away that, you know what, I'm just going to take out that 0 and it's 14 minus k. Number 4, and each one tells you what to use. So the distributive property to simplify the expression. When you have parentheses, you are multiplying. When you have parentheses, you are multiplying because there's no addition or subtraction sign here. I'm going to distribute or pass the 9 times 3x. Well, 9 times 3 is 27, so 9 times 3x is 27x. Bring down your plus sign. Then 9 times 2 is 18. We're not adding 9 and 2. The addition sign just comes down. So your final answer is 27x plus 18. Simplify the expression. Okay, there's no parentheses here, so we know we're not multiplying. Simplify the expression 10w plus 5 plus 8w plus 4 by combining like terms. Combining like terms. So I'm going to put all the families together, if you remember how we did that. I'm going to rewrite the problem, and I'm going to put the families together. So I have 10w and 8w plus 8w. So those are the w family, okay? And then I have 5 plus 4 plus 5 plus 4 because these are constants. They don't have any family, so we can add them together. Well, 10w plus 8w is 18w plus 5 plus 4 is 9. So my final answer is 18w plus 9. You're combining like terms, putting the families together. The next one, factor the expression using 18x plus 24. Well, first I need to find the GCF. And even if you just Google it, the GCF, okay, so 2, 4, 6. 6 goes into 18 and 6 goes into 24. What other number goes? 9, 9. Well, 9 goes into 18, but it doesn't go into 24. So we're going to say the GCF is 6. And again, you can Google what is the GCF of 18 and 24. Now, you're going to do your skeleton, if you remember. Okay. Here's my skeleton. Bring down your plus sign. And since the GCF is 6, 6 goes on the outside. And then I'm going to divide both terms by 6. Remember, all you're doing is 18 divided by 6, which is 3. But you have to attach the x because we don't know what x is. So it's going to be 3x. And then 24 divided by 6 is 4. So your final answer is 6. And you have to put the parentheses, 3x plus 4 parentheses. So this problem is factoring. It's the inverse or the opposite of distributive property. So if you notice, look, distributive property, you get an answer with no parentheses. Then factoring, it starts with no parentheses and you end up with parentheses. All right, let's do the next one. This one I gave you a multiple choice. So you have 15x and 21. The GCF is 3 because like I know 15, the factors of 15 and the factors of 21. So if you want to do this without using the Google. So 15 is 1 times 15, 3 times 5, and I think that's it. And then 21 is 1 times 21, 3 times 7, and that's it, right? So if I circle my common factors, 3 is the GCFs. That's the greatest common factors. So I have my skeleton. Bring down my plus sign, right? 3 is on the outside, and then I'm going to divide by 3, divide by 3. 15x divided by 3 is 5x, and 21 divided by 3 is 7. Whoops. Oh, I have to take these out. These don't, I'll remove them from the study guide. I'm sorry. I will remove these. All right. Let's move on. So your final answer is 3, 5x plus 7. Okay, so don't worry about these. They'll get removed. All right, there's an extra credit question. I'm going to be nice and kind of go over it with you. You will not lose points if your answer is incorrect, okay? But I'm gonna do it. And it was on the Google Forms. It says a hairdresser receives a discount on each brush purchase. So she's buying brushes, okay? Does it really matter what she's buying? Not really. The original price of each brush is D dollars. So we don't know what D is, okay? The hairdresser purchases 12 brushes for a total of 12D minus $48. How much is each brush? Okay, 12D minus 48. That's our expression. Well, they're factoring, so we have to factor, right? And the GCF is 12. And even if the GCF wasn't 12, they're asking you to factor out 12 right here because there's 12 brushes. The D is the amount of money. Okay, so I'm going to have 12 on my outside of my skeleton. Divide by 12, divide by 12. Bring down my subtraction sign. Now, 12D divided by D is just D or 1D. 48 divided by 12 is 4. The amount that cost is this answer right here. So it's $4. Okay, so it's minus whatever the $4, because that's how much she paid for the brush and how much money she's making, right? So each brush was discounted $4. So that would be your final answer. This would be your final answer right here. Now, again, it's an extra credit question. If you get it, that's fine. If you don't worry about it. And if you have any questions, reach out to me.